Iran's senior nuclear negotiator has warned against any new U.S. sanctions against Tehran. Abbas Araghchi says if the U.S. Congress approves new sanctions, the Geneva deal will be cancelled. He also noted that Iran will never negotiate under pressure. Araghchi said that the maximum time to reach the final step is 1 year. He also noted that it is likely to take another step before the final agreement. The senior nuclear negotiator said it is not possible to talk about a final agreement with certainty now. He added that a final agreement might not be made and Tehran's nuclear activities may continue like before. To discuss that further, we're now joined by Mr. Franklin Lam, who is an international lawyer, and he's joining us live now from the Lebanese capital, Beirut. Mr. Lam, as always, thanks very much for joining us. Now, what exactly is the game plan of the members of the U.S. Congress vis-a-vis the sanction talk that they keep bringing up?
Yes. Well, first, I think that Abbas Araghchi's comments certainly directed at the 5+1 and the U.S. Congress, but also probably at some of the critics within Iran itself, that this isn't a done deal and it's not a sellout. With respect to the Congress, that is not really going anywhere. The Zionists created this whole, cooked up this whole issue about nuclear weapon. I think P5 and 1 are understanding that the more that they talk with the Islamic Republic negotiators, the clearer it becomes that they were playing it straight in denying that they're interested in a nuclear weapon. So that was kind of a fake issue. Sure, you've got some voices coming out, the same voices from a certain clique, controlled, financed by AIPAC and the Zionists, who will say anything. And they'll threaten and they will posture to, frankly, please, not their constituents, not those who have elected them and will have a chance to vote in the coming election, but their paymasters. They want to please AIPAC and the Zionist regime still occupying Palestine. So, and Obama has made it very clear he's going to veto it. There's no interest or appetite in the American people, the American public, for this kind of reviving these sanctions. The more we have contact with the Iranians, the more we are learning that they're an awful lot like us, and that our national security interest is in making this agreement work. It'll have effects on Bahrain, Yemen, Saudi, Iraq, certainly Syria and Lebanon. It's critical, as Kerry said. Much, much more important than, in a sense, than this Geneva II and all this stuff going on in Syria, because this is vital. It's vital for Iran, America, and the whole region. So I can understand Abbas Araghchi's concern, but personally it doesn't look like there's any realistic chance that the Congress is going to get anywhere with any sort of threats about sanctions.
Mr. Lam, maybe you can correct me on this, but I was reading that there is a certain number of members of the Congress where if the support for sanctions reaches that number, then Obama cannot veto their measure. And firstly, if you could clarify that for us, and secondly, if that does happen, does that not then put the Obama administration and the entire U.S. government in a very awkward position when it comes to this Geneva deal?
Well, it does put them in an awkward position, and the public too, because it sends a signal to the Islamic Republic that they're not serious. They had 24 votes, those co-sponsors for that bill. Now they were up to 48. They need 60 votes to make it veto-proof in the Congress. But that doesn't stop the president, as commander-in-chief, from vetoing the whole legislation. So it's true that they continue to milk this thing for attention and publicity and to ingratiate themselves to the Zionists, but I personally don't see it as realistic. The American government, the American people don't want to mess up this deal. It's too important to see it go forward. Now we're on a timeout, a sort of pause position with the agreement that was made Sunday, and we've got another 30 days and then 6 months. Nobody except the Zionists wants this to fail, and I don't think they've got the power, even in the Congress, to stop it.
Okay, we'll leave it there for now, but of course, as always, we do sincerely appreciate your insight. That was Franklin Lam speaking to us live from Beirut.